We always try to be very accurate for you, almost down to the cost of a pencil, so you know how our office operates.
How much is the cost of a pencil?
Well, a box of pencils is but that said, we put together a presentation to kind of just give you an overview of where we are with staff. Our staff, we don't have enough staff, and you know, we've been through the budget, we've been through the sales tax, you know where our office is, I don't need to go through that again. But if Cody can just show you our presentation as we go through the budget here, I think it'll give you a good feel for what the recorder's office has done, what it is doing, and we have some very unaverage, like Laura, she's unaverage. She can index 800 documents in a day. She's the best in the state of Illinois. An average employee, to be proficient, can only index or handle about 130, 150 at max a day. We're up over 250, which then leads to indexing errors, which then leads, you know, to problems. And that's kind of where we're at. And then, like Cody said, you have 3 full-time employees. Well, if they have sick and vacation, and they take off, you know, we're just getting, we're getting on with that. We just need to, and you see where this is going to, because you want us to justify of all the people we laid off, why we need people back. And we're trying to show you that we do need people back. Statewide is great. You got me as #1 as far as proficiency, but or as far as number of people per documents across the state of the 20 largest counties or 15 largest counties, but again, that has its problem, because then we have to go back and almost triple index to cover for errors that have happened, because people are trying to hurry through, they're too tired, they don't get the breaks. Because what we have 3 stations. We have a counter, an indexing station, and then a quality station. Quality and indexing, the quality re-indexes what the indexes are, so you can find that information. We would rotate those folks, but we haven't been able to, because we've had to put people where they're best, but then they start to wear down. And you can imagine sitting in a computer screen for 8 hours, not getting a break, no relief. It's pretty tough on those folks that have been able to hold through. These 4 new employees are to help us get back to just normal operating levels. We'll never be at the 22 people we were, nor should we be at the 22 people we were when I started back before we computerized. But being at 9 people, and the 9 includes Cody too, so really 8 in the rotation isn't enough to run the office. We really do need to get 4 people back. And we went over this number a number of times. And it's the fairest and most reasonable number of people we can bring back to try to cover our staff. Because you know this as well as I do. If you call, right now with the 9 people, we're trying to rotate their vacation, which is difficult. You know, we only allow 1 person off at a time, because typically 1 person calls off sick. So we're usually down 2 people out of the 9 already, which really hurts our rotation as far as the processing of that.
Just a question, I'm a little confused. So therefore, not counting Cody, currently 8 full-time people?
Yes. Well, 7, because the 1 employee that we have down there is primarily doing, we fluctuate 2 people between doing any of the microphone work.
Oh, okay.
So technically we have 7,
quarter.
so we're trying to take it up to 10.
1 full-time,
yeah, and 1 full-time person.
Microphone.
Because if we get the budget and the budget comes through, that person will go up to microphone and stay up to microphone, which will take our number down to 7. So we're actually trying to get back up to 10 in the rotation.
Could you just help me again?
Sure.
Calling you to task, I
No.
justify this.
We want you.
So on the full-time staffing, if we bring the people that were part-time back up to full-time, this shows as of 12/31/12, how many full-time did you have reporters?
In recorders right now, we have 9 in recorders.
9 and.
It would take it up to 13.
What about microphones?
Microphone, technically 0, because that 1 person is in that.
It takes us, even if we bring back 4 people now, it takes a year and a half to just train those people. to get them to where they can kind of work on their own and process everything, whether they're indexing or over the counter. So those 4 people really won't be proficient at their work for another year and a half, maybe 2 years. At the 2-year mark, they're on, they're running full speed, they're processing 150, 200 documents. But when we first start them, it just takes a long time to train them on all the documents that we take in the real estate industry.
Yeah, that's one of the tough things when you're low on staff to begin with. It makes training that much harder because you're really proficient workers who are usually getting most of the work done are now taking the time to train somebody at the same time as trying to.
And we usually assign, like Jenny Owens there, and we'll assign her, okay, you're to oversee training. And that will basically take her out of the rotation to be training for these 4 folks. And what she does is monitors their indexing progress, if they're making errors, she's showing the errors and improve them. So it's, basically they're going to class for about a year, hardcore, and then they start to go on their own after that year. To get that department running fully, we're asking, there was 6 full-time, we're asking for 3. Okay. But how that translates, say you say, well, Rick, we don't want to give you $188,000 to get that department back up and running, and that's fine. But it will cost you in the long run for your other departments in the county, because they're going to have to outsource that. So you're going to be paying the 30 cents per page, because that's what the average is out there. So like Nancy and John Ferraro, the board, yourselves, if you want to outsource that, we're going to pay more than you would to pay an employee. And what did we bring in?
And here, I actually have what he's talking about, just to show you a breakdown of by department, how much of it came out of their budgets over from 2008 to now. You can see how many images, how many rolls of phone we did, and basically how much total cost would have been. Again, we do work for the auditor's office, which we do their W-2s every year. We do those. And at one point, we actually did a special project, and they didn't want microfilm openings, but we digitized all the transfer cards so they could put them into their system. We were able to do that. Clerk of Court's office, that is a never-ending project. We got through all of her civil files, and once you start working on a domestic relation, because you know, John is completely out of room on the record center court. He's not out of the road anymore. We want to try to make it so you guys don't have to keep either finding space for records and or paying to have them stored somewhere.
Well, and remember the last decade, I think that's where we worked hand in hand with John. If we could reduce the number of paper and the number of boxes down there, that reduced the amount of outsourced space used for vision.
I go back to my images paper, and I'm looking at 2009.
Yeah.
You're telling me 1.4 million images, and you had 4 employees, but in 2010, you had 1 employee that did 1.2.
Well,
and in 2011, you had 719.
The reason that is because at that time, we had more full-time, when we had the full-time staff in the recorder's office, we were sending them up to help to get it done.
We were rotating them.
We were sending them up for 1 day a week, and then
On
what
the
happened
books,
was we
we
ended
saw
up losing.
that employee split. But in reality, we had them working both departments.
What we were doing, Commissioner, was we had 2 employees who would go up 1 day a week.
But
and
really
work directly
what
out
you're
of
still
it.
telling me, gentlemen, as I read all this, is you did more documents last year. You did more transactions last year with less employees, and you still got the job done.
Not very well.
You still got the job done.
Well, I appreciate that comment, but we also cut our staff from like any other division of 30%. Nobody else in the county can sit there and say that. And that's great, but we have to keep the real estate industry moving in the county, and we're really hindered. I have people we laid off when I've got better jobs, better benefits. I can't even hire those people back. And the goal is to keep the office running. Right now, I had a crew down there overtaking time because I won't let them take time. By law, I gotta let them take time. I'm gonna get in trouble. We're gonna get sued. I have to let them take the time by law that they're allowed to take. Right now, we can't. It's really causing us a lot of problems. Morale-wise, I can't afford to lose these people. It takes me a year and a half to train them. And even to hire 4 new employees, $23,000. We used to be able to hire college people we used to bring in people to start at 25. We're gonna look at, we're down to high school, not that they can't do the same job, but it's gonna take a longer time to train them because they're not used to that grind, that studying. So, I will do my statutory requirements no matter what. If the line goes down the street, I don't care, I will do my job. But what I'm saying is, if you want me to be proficient, it's the 7th largest county with 380,000 people. I need to be happy, if you have further questions to answer those, or come back up, we can go over it. We wanted to get you a lot of data so that you had it to mull through, look through. We tried to do it backwards and forwards many, many times so that you can maybe look at it from our perspective in the sense of where we're coming from. So we just didn't come out of a number from the sky. We were actually trying to do what you said and then and show a justification for